website, you need to do your own homework. Because when you spoon feed them, even when you do that, they tell you you're wrong, even though they have nothing to back it up with. Just like AOC, nothing.
I'm going to deal with topics and issues that will make you think. The lines are open. You can reach me at 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563.
It's the Joe Messina Show.
Welcome back to another session of Sanity right here on the Joe Messina Show. Always a pleasure to have you with me. I really appreciate you joining us here tonight. And I always appreciate you joining. I realize there's a whole bunch of other shows you could be watching. And you've chosen this one, which makes me very happy. I don't know about the rest of you, but I do appreciate the time you're spending with us here, like I said, on the air. In the chat room, texting and tweeting and being part of the solution. You become part of the solution when you really get information. You're willing to work the information. You're willing to be part of the information, if you would. And I just really do thank you for your time on this. All right, lots of stuff going on in the news today. You already know that. You know what's happening. The president, man, I'll tell you what, Trump. You hear that the left is going nuts right now over him going off on the press. And I guess he was on the plane. This one woman kept asking him the question, interrupted another reporter because she wanted more. She wanted more out of it than what he gave her. So he basically told her, what is wrong with you? You got all this other, you won't report on the real stuff, and you want to pound on me for these are Joe's words, by the way. I mean, seriously. So, when you think about it, did they ever do this to Obama? Or Biden? Matter of fact, with Obama, what brings back to memory, they were not happy with his lack of transparency. If you remember that, even CBS said it has been the most non-transparent administration. I'm sure many don't remember that. Right? 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, be part of the solution. And again, it'd be great if the press would just do the right thing. All right. There's a progressive challenge in the Los Angeles area to Karen Bass. 43-year-old Ray Chen Hong, community organizer and housing advocate, often described as a Democrat socialist, another one, large city, here they go, announced a challenge to Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass. Hong, a senior organizer with Housing Now California, who would be the city's first Asian American mayor if elected, is running on a platform of universal housing, free mass transit, highway. Now, think about this. Doesn't this sound like the guy out of New York? Right? She's running a platform of universal housing, free mass transit, higher wages, climate. What does this mean? Can anybody help me with this? Climate resiliency. Anybody? I am lost on this one. Sorry. Climate resiliency. Okay, I was going to look it up, but I'm not going to be. Right? Affordability. And she says that she will not accept corporate donations as she opposes the city's establishment. Now, what I love about this, when she says that, where's she going to get her money? She thinks she's going to get the millions and millions of dollars that she needs to run for office out of what? $5 donations? See, I don't trust, when they say stuff like this, I don't trust them. I already know that there's no way they can pull it off. Somebody else is going to give them the money they need, how they need it. And as much as they need. They're going to do these, what they call IEPs. They're independent expenditures. So when they say they won't accept any corporate donations, where are they going to get their money? Just a question that they can't answer. I know they can't answer it. Oh, that would help. So anyhow, Boston has got its first Asian mayor. How's that working out for them? Asian progressive mayor. She posted on Instagram after 20 years of leaning into my call to serve, or to serve God through the social justice work. Yeah. Show me where that is in the Bible. Or unless she's talking about a different God that she made up on the go. This path has led me in these uncertain times to take an unusual path to continue my calling by running for mayor, to finally see through the changes the LA social justice movement and I have been building for years. You know what? I'd vote for Karen Bass at that point. God, I can't believe there's nobody we can put up for this position. Over the past decade, I've worked with Los Angeles organizers, neighbors on solutions for our city. Now it's time we implement them. I'll be running against establishment and the billionaire class. I'll not be accepting my money from corporations. She said that my platform will be focused on housing for all. But where do they get the money for this? Those big corporations that they say they won't take money from, those are the ones they're going to try to hit. Right? She joins, Andrew Butner in the 2026 race. Her entry could make a June primary runoff much more likely. She criticized Bass's handling of homelessness, recent political crisis. Well, Bass, you know what? I love it. But wait a minute. What about the firemen? What about the people who lost their homes? Do you care about them? Joe Messina, your host. Don't go far. A lot more coming up. Brad Dacus joins us after the break.
Have you ever picked up a towel set because it felt really soft in the store, but then when you go to use it, it's not very absorbent? That's why MyPillow has developed the MyPillow towels. Towels that work. The 6-piece towel set includes 2 bath towels, 2 hand towels, and 2 washcloths. And right now you can receive a 6-piece set for only $39.98 with promo code USA. Go to MyPillow.com, click on the radio listener special, and enter promo code USA, or call 800-951-8175. That's MyPillow.com, promo code USA.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that is Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month, and that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medi-Share works, too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
If you're a diabetic, we have great news. You can end the painful finger sticks with a new CGM. Plus, they may be covered by Medicare, Medicaid, or private insurance. If you test and inject daily, you may qualify. Call US Med now to learn more.
800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. 800-471-7065. That's 800-471-7065.
Take as little as 3 minutes to see if you could save on motorcycle insurance with Progressive. Come on, you've spent more time than that trying to name your bike.
How about the Crusher? I guess it's not really crushing anything. The Silver Bolt? No. Oh, what about Pepper? Mysterious. Is it a pet or a condiment? Surprise! It's a motorcycle. No, that's stupid.
Get a quote in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Okay, I'm talking funny because I'm in the witness protection program. I have too much credit card debt and I don't want people to find me.
Okay, I'm just kidding. We're going to talk about credit card debt. Right, those plastic things that we all have in our wallet. Are you in your 50s or 60s and you're still carrying around a mound of credit card debt? Wouldn't it be nice to start banking that money and save a little money for retirement down the road? We help people restructure their credit card debt all the time. We show people how they can get out of credit card debt in months, not years. Listen, you'll be carrying around credit card debt for the rest of your life unless you deal with it right now. We offer a free consultation so you can learn how you can finally wipe out your credit card debt and start saving money. Give us a free call right now.
Call Debt Solutions Network now. 866-451-3328. 866-451-3328. That's 866-451-3328. Do you have a story to tell? Bring your story to life with audiobooks. Great stories deserve great storytelling. Audiobook Network provides professional voice actors and full production services for every author's manuscript. From narration, production, and editing to distribution, promotion, and sales, Audiobook Network handles everything. If you have a print book, ebook, or even a manuscript, call Audiobook Network now and get our free audiobook guide. 800-734-1229. 800-734-1229.
Attention! This is a public notice from the Social Security Disability Helpline. If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, you may be eligible for disability benefits from Social Security. Receiving benefits is your right. If you suffer from physical or mental disability, whether you're applying for the first time or you've already been denied, we can help. We'll evaluate your situation and deal with Social Security on your behalf. Best of all, there's no fee until you receive your benefits. Remember, we only get paid if you win your case. There are many reasons and conditions that may make you eligible for disability benefits. Many of them you may not be aware of. So if you're disabled and unable to work, call now to get started with your free, no-obligation consultation.
800-362-9337. 800-362-9337. That's 800-362-9337.
So far, this show has been awfully slow.
Except for the one I saw you do last Thursday.
When we were coming over here tonight, I was a little concerned about his driving. The minute he got to the wheel, I was worried. The left rear wheel he was going to do.
I look around the room and I realize now, aside from Clint Eastwood, I'm the biggest name here.
And now, the professor of political incorrectness, the naysayer of nonsense, the cure for Democrat dementia, here's Joe Messina.
We are back. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Look, get involved, get engaged, be part of the solution. It's how we win. When you guys are involved, when you guys are engaged, when you open your mouth, right, with truth, not just with thinking you know what you're talking about, but with actual truth, we win. We do well. But you got to get informed first. All right, let's get Brad Dacus is on the line with us. Always appreciate his time. Also, he is the founder of PJI, Pacific Justice Institute. And Brad, as usual, thank you so much for being with me. So much appreciate it.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. And as you know, I'm on the road again. This time I'm in New Jersey.
New Jersey! Yeah.
New Jersey. And tomorrow I'll be speaking to a group of pastors. And then on Saturday I'll be talking to three speeches at a Freedom Conference, and I'll be the keynote there. And then I'm then guest preaching at a Calvary Chapel on Sunday morning.
Wow.
Here in New Jersey. So they've got me pretty busy out here, and but I can hardly wait to get home to Southern Orange County. It's
where the weather, I'm sure, is a tad nicer than where you're at right now.
Very true. Very true. I've learned to appreciate all the more where I live. Sometimes when I travel, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I got some good ones to throw at you. I got one from California, but I'm sure you know about it. We'll hit that in a second. But what about this one? Anti-Christian judge is preventing a mother from taking daughter to church or even reading the Bible. Now, this has to do with a child custody case where the dad is a devout atheist and the mom is a devout Christian, and it's happening in Maine. So basically, I'll give it to you in a nutshell. The daughter was excited, who's 13 years old, was excited about being baptized. And the dad, a devout atheist, just went through the roof, was not having it, wouldn't allow it, and went to court over it. And the judge sided with the dad. All right? So he issued an order. Now, I don't know how this order stands, but you're going to tell me. The order forbids Ava from associating with any of her church friends, attending church or Christian events, and even prevents Ava from studying the Bible, religious philosophy, or discussing her faith with her own mom. Ava is also not allowed to participate in Christian holiday events such as Christmas. So the mom and the daughter have been attending Calvary Chapel Christian Church in Portland, Maine for 3.5 years. Ava shared her excitement with her dad over becoming baptized. And this is when all this happened. So, I mean, there's a lot more things that the judge has put on her. The judge, even from the bench, mocked Ava and Emily's faith by purposely refusing to capitalize the word God in the ruling. So, let me give you a couple of other things, real quick things here, because this was just amazing. If Ava meets a new friend outside of Calvary and that person begins attending Calvary, Ava must cut ties. Ava can't attend any Christmas, Easter, or any other Christian events or celebrations. Ava cannot have any contact. I mean, you see how bad this is, how egregious this is? How could this order possibly stand?
Yeah, it is very egregious, and the facts are outrageous. Now, that said, family law court judges have great discretion to decide things that they feel is in the best interest of the child. That does not mean that they have the ability to be not just a Scrooge, but just an anti-religious bigot in their decisions. And that's exactly what this judge proved herself to be. Shamefully, disgracefully, limiting this girl in her faith and her continued attendance at a church that they've been at for a long time. This is just a blatant example, once again, of judges who wish to not really comply with the principles of law, but rather allow their own bigotry and prejudice to completely muzzle the rights and liberties of a mother and her daughter. Also, shame on the father. The father should be tolerant towards their child as their child develops their faith, grows in their faith. This is not an atheist who says, well, religion's just for the weak. This is an atheist who has it out for God vehemently, and at anything that is related to God or anyone he knows doesn't want to. This is a guy who's got problems, obviously, as well. He's not just an intellectual atheist. He's an atheist who has it out for
a militant atheist, wouldn't you say?
Right. Yeah, very militant and very intolerant. When atheists say, religion's a crutch, for people, if that's what, they need, okay, all right. But then when they say, if they really believe that, then why would they deprive someone who feels that they need religion or Christianity in particular? Why would they deprive them if that's what they believe? No, they actually have an agenda that's out to attack God and attack, faith and people and Christians specifically. So that's what this guy is. So we have two people who are being driven by obvious extreme bigotry and bias and prejudice, both the father and the judge, in my opinion. So now, legally speaking, in the past, like I say, judges have tremendous discretion on matters like this. But this record is so extreme and so polluted with bigotry, I believe it is ripe for it to be appealed. I know of the attorneys who are handling this case, and I think they're going to do a great job, and I think that there's has a good chance for being appealed, if anything, possibly even before the Supreme Court, if it has to go that far.
Yeah, if that came in front of, I hate to say it this way, but I would love to see this get in front of the actual, federal Supreme Court, SCOTUS, and have them rule on this kind of thing with religious rights once and for all, because this is bad. You know, I mean,
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say it is, and you know, the judge had the audacity to refer to the Calvary Chapel as a cult, and yet, I mean, I think it's 4 of the largest 10 churches in America are Calvary Chapels. It's done an incredible work in terms of you know, seeing a lot of young people, particularly in the 70s, 60s, 70s, turn their lives around. And they're very well established. Their teaching is verse by verse from the Bible. It's very solid in the scriptures. And so, you know, Chuck Smith was, you know, one of the founders basically of the Calvary Chapels, and so many other notable pastors around the country are Calvary Chapel. You know, they're not a cult. They're one of the solid Bible-believing church associations I've seen. And so
you gotta hold that.
Clear,
you gotta hold that thought.
And
We gotta go commercial, so hang tight. Joe Messina, your host. I'll go far. A lot more with Brad when we come back.
Attention homeowners. It's not if something's going to break, it's when. That's homeownership. If your dryer, your refrigerator, or your AC and heating breaks, that's an expensive call. And who do you call? Make it easy on yourself and call Choice Home Warranty. We've already done the research and have access to 25,000 technicians that can be at your home quickly. We've covered close to 2 million homes in the United States. There's a good chance your neighbors work with us. Call us right now before the next breakdown. We'll tell you everything that's covered in your home and give you the first month free with our ironclad 30-day money-back guarantee. Call now and learn how to get your free month.
800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. 800-378-2250. That's 800-378-2250.
Limitations and exclusions apply. First month free with purchase of single plan. Visit choicehomewarranty.com for more details.
Life is full of surprises. Some wonderful, some not so much. But here's one thing you can control: making sure your loved ones are protected if the unexpected happens. At easyplans.com, we make getting life insurance, well, easy. In just a few minutes, you can apply online and buy direct. No awkward phone calls, no confusing jargon, and no agent will contact you unless you request help. Just clear, affordable coverage, designed to fit your life and your budget. Fast approval, flexible plans, and unlike other online insurance sites, Easy Plans won't sell your information to others. So no endless phone calls and text messages. Whether you're just starting a family, buying a home, or thinking ahead, EasyPlans.com has you covered. EasyPlans.com. We make buying life insurance, well, easy.
America's News Update, I'm John Schaefer. The government shutdown is now in its 4th week, hitting millions of Americans. On Saturday, food assistance funding will run out for more than 40 million people. Flight delays are also rising, with more than 1,000 reported today as air traffic control faces staffing shortages. The Senate failed to pass a short-term spending bill for the 13th time. A new report shows strong private sector job growth over the past 4 weeks. ADP says preliminary data indicates an average of more than 14,000 jobs added per week through October 11th, a big improvement from September. Due to the government shutdown, ADP will now release 4-week employment averages every Tuesday. Hurricane Melissa is pounding Jamaica, marking one of the strongest landfalls on record in the Atlantic. The storm is bringing life-threatening flooding, heavy rainfall, and landslides across the western part of the island.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I
I've got to fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PHIL25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code PHIL25.
Never mind, dear. Chin up. That's right, both of them. Yeah.
We are back. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Get involved, get engaged, be part of the solution. Always appreciate the time that you spend with us here on the air and in the chat room and texting and tweeting and just getting involved. I mean, overall, just getting involved. All right, Brad Dacus joins us as he does every week. Always appreciate his time with us. And Brad, as usual, so much appreciate your time, what you're doing, and you being with us here. All right, let's talk a little bit about the win or close to win. I'm not going to say win yet of the case in San Diego, California, but this is not just for San Diego, California, but this is where in California the teachers are almost mandated by law not to tell the parents what's going on with their children, including if they're going through the transition or gender transition. Can you tell me about the case? Explain about what happened in court and where it goes from here.
Yeah, so this case is dealing with, whether a school can engage in, being lying to parents, covering up for parents, secretly grooming a child for gender distortion, which is the term I use for it. And violate the rights of parents over their children when it comes to these matters that are not academic, but indoctrinating and life-changing and very destroying, for that matter, statistically very destructive. So the judge apparently he's been very critical in his questioning at the last hearing, at the last part of the case, and it looks like of course, you don't know it till, it's in writing, but it looks like this judge is definitely leaning towards the rights of parents over school districts and in their very radical agenda that is all too common in the state of California. So, I'm optimistic that it's going to be a favorable decision for the parents and recognizing parents' rights over their kids. I really have a hard time seeing this judge ruling differently because of the recent Supreme Court decision this last summer, Mahomed versus Taylor, where the Supreme Court said parents have a fundamental right over, opting out of materials that violate their beliefs regarding their children, as well as receiving notice of such materials. So I think that it's going to be a strong case, and I think that I'm really looking forward to the outcome, and I'm just hoping the other side appeals it, because I'd like to see this get to the Supreme Court so it affects and is binding on the entire country. If I had my way, protecting all parents in this matter.
Right, and if this comes up, let's just say the judge does come through with the ruling, no, the other way around. Let's say the judge somehow decides that, no, you know what, I'm going to let the school district win on this one here. What can you go, even though it's a state matter? We can go to the Supreme Court with this, can you not?
Yeah. So there's two tracks with the Supreme Court. One is if a case is in federal court, then it goes to appeal to the Ninth Circuit, and then, for the circuit court, and then from the circuit court, it goes to appeal to the Supreme Court. However, if it's in the state court dealing with issues of, state law, then it goes to the state superior court, which is the lower court, although it's superior court. But anyway, and then it goes on appeal to the state appellate court, then the state Supreme Court, and then after the state Supreme Court, if there's still a matter of federal issue or U.S. constitutional issues, which this one clearly would because it deals with fundamental parental rights recognized by the U.S. Supreme Court in the past, then you could appeal it from the state Supreme Court to the U.S. Supreme Court. So one way or the other, matters like this can go to the Supreme Court either way. So this is it's the kind of case I'd love to see before the U.S. Supreme Court. Yeah.
No, we were just talking about that, and I said to you that if the left is smart, I'm just going to put it that way, if they're smart, they will leave it alone and let it stay, no matter what the ruling is. But I don't think so. I think if this comes out of the court as a win for the parents, they will probably appeal it. And once it gets to the Supreme Court, as you started to say, I want to make sure people understand, if you can get it to the Supreme Court, which is what we'd like to do on a regular basis, then once they make their ruling, that is the law of the land, if you would.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. That's legal and binding. It's particularly if their basis is the U.S. Constitution, then that's legally binding, and the only way to change is either via a constitutional amendment, which is a very long, burdensome process, or in the alternative would be if you have an activist, liberal, leftist person elected to the presidency. They take control of the Senate, and one by one they start replacing respectable judges with radical activists that really don't care about the Constitution. That can happen, but that would take a while, but it's still something we need to be aware of when we go to the polls and vote in 2028.
Yeah, I'm sad to say you're the optimist, buddy. I look at it and think, you know what? People are so ignorant at the law. They're so ignorant at what happens that it's just amazing. It's amazing to me. If we can maintain this republic, I think it's going to be an act of God, frankly, with what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing and who's getting elected to how many seats. We're now in Los Angeles City, or the city of Los Angeles, second largest city in the country. You now have a female Mamdani running for mayor of the city. This is scary, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very alarming to see that when you realize that what happened in New York City is not isolated.
No.
That we're seeing this on the local level, across the nation. The good news, and once again, this is from Mr. Optimist, is that the majority of Americans and the trend line is still very positive towards those who believe in free enterprise and not socialist communism, who believe in parents' rights, who do not buy the radical leftist agenda reflected in the Democrat Party regarding LGBTQ and little children getting body parts cut off. So the good news is the people on the trend line is still moving in the right direction. The bad news is that the radical left and extremists and socialist Democrats, they're vehement, they're organized, and they are gaining at a local level, and we need to take those very seriously.
No, it's amazing. Again, I'm just going to say it. It's amazing to me that people, we've raised a generation of squishy people who want to be taken care of. Who want to.
Yeah.
I mean, think about this. This person, like Mamdani, offered what? Free buses, lower housing, free food to a big degree. And I'm sitting there scratching my head going, my God, these people are cheering this stuff on. Do they realize, that they have to realize at some point in time, that they're making themselves beholden to the government? They're not going to be able to breathe without the government's permission.
Right. The more the government provides, the more the government controls.
Yep.
And you can't have optimal freedom with a large, active, engaging, providing government. It's just that simple. And so, we've seen that in other countries. I am hopeful that this will be a terrible nightmare experiment with the city of New York. The rest of the country will see it, learn its lesson for another 10 to 20 years. But we're going to have to see how it plays out. But I predict this New York City mayor either A, will not be successful in accomplishing what he wants, or B, will be successful, and people will see the nightmare of what happens to their jobs and their economy and the downward spiral of the city of New York. Either way, it's going to be a losing proposition, and it's just a matter of how long it's going to take for either option A or B to come to full fruition.
Okay, your thoughts? We'll go to Texas for a second, where I think it was a federal judge who said Texas can't use their new lines that they voted on and for the congressional districts. How does that affect Prop 50? Or does it?
Yeah, that's interesting because it's contingent apparently on what Texas is doing. But is it? I'll be honest with you. When I voted, and I have already voted on this. I obviously voted because it was already.
Well,
passed,
all right.
but,
Hold that thought. We got to go to a break. I want to hear what you have to say when we come back. Joe Messina, your host. Don't go far. A lot more coming up with Brad when we return.
Omaha Steaks is rewriting the book on burgers with an all-new handmade texture for the juiciest home-style burgers you've ever tasted. Their pure ground burgers are made from single cuts of real, aged Omaha steaks. These are truly steaks on a bun. Filet mignon, ribeye, New York strip, sirloin, and even brisket burgers. Now is the time to experience the exclusive Burger Perfection Flight for just $79.99. Go to omahasteaks.com and use promo code TREAT at checkout to get an extra $20 off your order, plus free shipping. You'll get 4 of each pure ground burger, so you can sample all the steak on a bun greatness. These burgers are crafted for a juicier, more tender experience, making your mouth water with every single bite. Don't wait. Go to omahasteaks.com, use promo code TREAT at checkout, and get $20 off the Burger Perfection Flight, and discover your new burger obsession. Minimum order may be required.
Right now, you can eliminate odors, mold, mildew, bacteria, and viruses in your home with the Eden Pure Thunderstorm Air Purifier. The Eden Pure Thunderstorm uses Oxy technology that naturally sends out O3 molecules that seek out and destroy odors. The Thunderstorm doesn't mask or cover up bad smells, it eliminates them, leaving that fresh, clean smell, just like after a thunderstorm. The Thunderstorm is small, plugs right into the wall, and fits in the palm of your hand. Put one in your basement, bedroom, family room, kitchen, or anywhere you want clean, fresh air. It even includes a USB cord for your car or truck. Right now, save $200 on an Eden Pure Thunderstorm 3-pack for whole home protection. That's 3 units for under $200, a fraction of the cost compared to other air purifiers. Go to EdenPureDeals.com and use discount code USA3 to save $200. That's EdenPureDeals.com. Use USA and the number 3. Shipping is free.
We're definitely going to be late to the concert. I feel like we should be there by now.
I'm just taking a little detour. I gotta fill up my gas tank, and I know this place a couple towns over where the gas is cheaper.
Are you serious? We're going to be late for the concert because you're driving out of the way for cheaper gas? Just use Upside.
What's Upside?
Upside is the free cashback app that gets you real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy.
Wait, I can get cash back just for buying the gas I need anyway?
Yes, I use it all the time, and I've made around $200. Now pull over so you can download the Upside app before we miss the concert.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code PHIL25 to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or as a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code PHIL25 for a 25 cents per gallon bonus. That's code PHIL25.
I've got a unique vacation idea for you that's right here in the United States. If you're ready for a vacation that's fun and downright affordable, listen up. It's driving distance for many of you, so no planes, no airline delays, no hassles. It's Branson, Missouri, the entertainment capital of the Midwest. Live music for everyone. Branson has 3 beautiful, enormous lakes, water attractions, live shows, great food, and tons of entertainment. It's a perfect vacation for you and your family, or if you're retired and you want to have a great time. And you can stay in Branson for as low as $99 a night. Please understand, this is not a timeshare offer. It's a real vacation for as little as $99 a night. We've got a free vacation guide we want to send you right now. All you have to do is call for complete details. Get your free Branson, Missouri guide right now by calling this number.
800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. 800-399-4215. That's 800-399-4215. You've been working hard, doing the right thing and paying your taxes and putting your hard-earned money in the Medicare piggy bank all your life. And now it's time to break the piggy bank and get something back. Medicare. If you didn't know it, Medicare is health insurance for people over 65, and you paid for it with your tax dollars. Medicare plans now have more benefits than ever. That's good news, especially if you're like me and looking forward to paying as little as possible for good health insurance. Call and find out what Medicare plan is best for you. Save your time. It's valuable. We've already done the research for you, and in one quick phone call, you can learn how to get the best Medicare plan designed exactly for you. Hey, it's one of the most important decisions in your life. Let us help you through it. Here's our number. Call 65 Plus Medicare now. 800-778-8214. 800-778-8214. That's 800-778-8214.
You live here? Yes. Well, maybe you know what a zombie is. When a person dies and is buried, it seems there's certain voodoo priests who have the power to bring him back to life.
Horrible.
It's worse than horrible because a zombie has no will of his own. You see them sometimes walking around blindly with dead eyes, following orders, not knowing what they do, not caring. You mean like Democrats?
We are back. Joe Messina, your host. Always a pleasure to have you with me. 855-REAL-JOE, 855-732-5563. Let's just bring him back in. Again, always appreciate his time with us. And I think we were just finishing up, Brad, with the Prop 50 and the Texas, the judge holding the Texas redistricting at bay and now saying they can't do it.
Right. It was a 2-1 decision, and I do believe that the Supreme Court, I think there's a good chance they will take this up, partly because I believe that there's a good chance the Supreme Court will reverse this. Now, there's some issues of fact that are on the record and as to whether or not race was used as a justification. Ironically, used as a justification to support black districts and minority districts to give them greater protection. But, as we've seen from, our courts that, that racism of any kind, of any stripe, is, unconstitutional. So that is a basis for gerrymandering. The Supreme Court has really flipped past case law and just said, look, no, you can't do that. There's some recent case law on that. That may result in a negative decision. On the flip side, the Supreme Court has been very lenient towards states when it comes to their own autonomy and redistricting and et cetera, absent a clear, violation of the basis of that being like race, for example. So we'll see how that turns out. So I'd like to think they're going to get that resolved. Ironically, the basis for challenging California, the strongest argument they have, is the same argument, basically, gerrymandering based on race. And it's clear in the record that was the justification that was used and cited in the formation of Prop 50. Actually, I think that case has a interesting, way to go, and it could turn out either way. one state could be determined to be crossing the line. The other one may not have enough evidence to cross the line and be struck down. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And I think the Supreme Court's going to have to take this up in the very, very near future.
Yeah, just amazing. I mean, look, we've got judges. It's hard to trust the judicial system anymore. And you look at right now, I mean, God, I just had it up on the screen and I lost it. But basically, the people who were ramming the DOJ vans, there were 2 people arrested. They're ramming the DOJ vans, and the judge let them go. He dropped the charges against them.
Yeah.
This is just crazy. That think about the woman outside of the Planned Parenthood praying that she was going to get 7 years. These people ram a DOJ van, doing their lawful duty, and nothing. They get absolutely nothing. Unreal.
Yeah.
And
it was a clear abuse of discretion by the judges involved in that. When people use any kind of violence or throw anything at law enforcement, they need to be prosecuted, convicted, and serve time. Without that, we're opening the door for chaos when people in law enforcement are not backed and protected by our courts against violent acts against them while they're carrying out their lawful duties and responsibilities for law enforcement. So that was a huge disappointment, and I'm just concerned that others may be inspired to engage in similar criminal and illegal assault and battery efforts against people in law enforcement. That's a negative for everyone. It's a defeat for all Americans who want law and order.
Well, go ahead and you've had a recent win, so put a smile on my face, will you please?
Yes, we had a big recent win out of Idaho, where a charter school decided that they, as it turns out, that this Christian school was using the charter school, renting the facility, and they were told that they said, no, you can't use this anymore because you're religious. And we at Pacific Justice Institute, we represented the the Christian school, and we filed a lawsuit. Actually, it was a church. We represented the church that was using the charter school facility, and we filed a lawsuit, and the federal judge says you can't discriminate against an entity's usage of your facilities simply because of their religious. That is state hostility religion, a violation of the Establishment Clause, the Free Exercise Clause. Government, you can't have policies that are anti-religion and are not neutral and the like. So it was a great decision out of Idaho, and it looks apparent that the other side is not going to appeal it.
Thank God. Any other good ones you can make us smile over?
Well, overall, I'll just tell you, we at Pacific Justice Institute are seeing a record number of wins in cases, a number of cases this year than ever before. We have a higher than a 90% success rate. So in terms of the success rate and the number of cases we've won, this is the best year ever, 2025, which beat 2024 as being the best. So it's an exciting time. We're getting a lot done, and we're right now in the process of interviewing to hire more attorneys to take on more cases across the country. So it's a great time as far as our courts are concerned. Overall, we've got great judges because of President Donald Trump's appointments in particular, and I think we're going to see even more great appointments in the years ahead.
Yeah, again, there's just so many things happening. Mandami has vowed to arrest Netanyahu if he shows up in New York City. Now, I find this interesting because he will not uphold international law or our law by removing illegal aliens, yet he wants to take care of an international warrant by arresting Netanyahu. This guy, this is bad. This is just bad. So, I mean, Can he really do that can regular street police do that kind of thing?
Yeah, it's interesting. I think the answer would be yes, they could, but I don't think that the president would allow that, and I think he would have security with federal officers and FBI that would, pardon the pun, would trump anything from local law enforcement and their attempts to arrest. So that's where that's at, but just the fact we have someone like that as a mayor of New York City who wants to arrest and prosecute the person who is defending the Jewish people from the greatest Holocaust since World War II, it's astounding.
Well, it shows you the hate and misunderstanding, truly, of what their job is. I mean, I'm amazed to hear some of these people speak. Look what they did up in Seattle. I mean, a flaming Democrat socialist who can't even take care of herself. She's married, and daddy still gives them money every month to live off of. So you sit there and scratch your head and say, are you serious? You know?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's yeah, it is pretty it's mind-boggling when you're looking at it, and but we're gonna see how this is gonna play out, and I think the American people are gonna learn a painful lesson, at least the people in New York, but I think the rest of America is gonna learn from it, and I am cautiously optimistic that we will learn after making this terrible decision.
Well, again, I joke you about being my optimistic friend, but that's probably what makes you successful. And in your line of business, keep moving forward to fix things and to help people out. Because I'll tell you what, if you're doing this job every day like I am, and you're looking at these judges in these courts and these appeal courts or appellate courts, you go, my God, are they even, Brad, are they even reading the same document, for God's sakes? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the problem, is we have more federal judges than ever before, clearly in U.S. history, that are not truly respectful of the Constitution or even of their oath with regards to protecting and enforcing the Constitution, but rather have decided to shun that all aside for their higher goal of radical agendas and political outcomes, which is nicknamed the term, lawfare. That's where that came from. That's something that we're going to need to do something. Either Congress is going to do something, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, for the American people and who they elect to office, who appoint these judges. But it's something that it continues to be an ongoing problem, and it's very shameful and disgraceful to our courts, our court system.
Well, yeah, somebody just sent me another note that now a Biden judge now has blocked Trump's National Guard deployment in D.C. again, when it's already been the Supreme Court's already said he has a right to do that.
Exactly.
Right.
I read that with the same astonishment.
They don't care. God bless,
reversed, but yes.
God bless. Thanks for doing what you do, man. I don't know if I would have the patience. You'd have to keep a lot of bail money around from me. Anyway, be safe, my friend. We'll catch up with you again next week.
You got it. Thank you.
Right. Bye-bye.
News Update, I'm John Schaefer. The government shutdown is now in its fourth week, hitting millions of Americans. On Saturday, food assistance funding will run out for more than 40 million people. Flight delays are also rising, with more than 1,000 reported today as air traffic control faces staffing shortages. The Senate failed to pass a short-term spending bill for the 13th time. A new report shows strong private sector job growth over the past 4 weeks. ADP says preliminary data indicates an average of more than 14,000 jobs added per week through October 11th, a big improvement from September. Due to the government shutdown, ADP will now release 4-week employment averages every Tuesday. Hurricane Melissa is pounding Jamaica, marking one of the strongest landfalls on record in the Atlantic. The storm is bringing life-threatening flooding, heavy rainfall, and landslides across the western part of the island.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has received a draft plan aimed at ending the war in Ukraine, his office confirmed Thursday. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says the Trump administration has been putting together a plan for Ukraine for some time.
Special Envoy Witkoff, that Marco Rubio have been working on a plan quietly for about the last month. They've been engaging with both sides, Russia and Ukraine, equally to understand what the